everything you wanted to know about Pokemon Go, but were afraid to ask. So everyone is shuffling around furiously, swiping at their phones, and bragging about their Vaporeon, and you're just sitting here like, what's a Pokeball? It's okay, you're in the trust tree. All of your Pokemon questions will be answered in time. Long story short, PokemonGo is a phone game that's taking over people's lives. Literally. I'm totally addicted to it. It's an augmented reality game that uses real-world aspects and overlays the magical, slightly deranged world of Pokemon in a thinly veiled ploy to get people out of their houses and exercising for once. More on that later. Let's start from the beginning. What even is a Pokemon? Please help me. I'm so lost. My friends would disown me if they knew of my ignorance. Okay. A Pokemon, short for pocket monster, is a little animalian creature. There are many types. It's best to think of them like different species and breeds of animals. When someone is catching Pokemon in PokemonGo, the general aim is to get as many different kinds as possible. The most well-known Pokemon is Pikachu, who you will surely recognize regardless of how out of the loop you are. Okay, how do Pokemons get in my mobile phone though? Well, important note. The plural of Pokemon is Pokemon, not Pokemons. Although it is funny to say, if you are intentionally trying to sound like someone's out of touch, then it's okay. Anyway, the app is free to download and play. It uses GPS to make a cartoony map of your neighborhood and basically anywhere you go. In this colorful, slightly Big Brother version of reality, Pokemon are interspersed throughout, and when you come within range of a Pokemon, you can approach them and they will show up on your phone. The game uses your phone's camera, so you will get the very disconcerting impression that there is a ghost Pokemon flapping or undulating directly over your desk, your bathwater, your local place of worship, etc. And only you can see it. It's very Sixth Sense. So what do you do with them? Well, the game gives you an unlimited amount of Pokeballs. You can trap wild Pokemon by throwing balls at them using a flicking motion with your finger. It's extremely frustrating, by the way. Sometimes they try to resist, other times they go quietly into the good night, and you are rewarded points and other goodies. While the Poke hoarding aspect is certainly enough to keep you in the game for hours, like a Fitbit, you can actually use your Pokemon to fight other people's Pokemon and earn all sorts of other items and bragging rights. Okay, so you have an avatar, which is basically you if you were a sexy animated Pokemon trainer. Your little guy or gal gets experience points when you do stuff, which makes them a more powerful Pokemon trainer and allows them to level up. Here's the important part. To get more Pokeballs, you walk to different Pokestops. Pokestops are usually at interesting places around your city or community. Let's say you were walking down Main Street, whereverville. You might find a Pokestop at a popular store, landmark, work of art, or other point of interest. There are several in downtown Atlanta alone, so don't be hating. The ideal gameplay strategy is to walk around, trying to cover a lot of ground to get to different Pokestops and come across different Pokemon who might be hiding in your path. So, that sounds dangerously close to exercise. Well, as mentioned before, PokemonGo is clearly nothing more than a ploy by Big Video Game to get you up and moving around. There are several incentives in the game that prove this, and the most blatant are eggs, which are unhatched Pokemon you can acquire at Pokestops. In order to hatch the eggs, you have to walk to incubate them. 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, something like that. It works though, okay? I still harbor reservations, and I am resistant to change. Is this game scary? Well, while response to the game has been overwhelmingly positive, with people trading stories of friendships and discoveries made, PokemonGo has had its share of literal pitfalls. A girl found a dead body while playing. A group of teenagers used the app's in-game features to lure people close to them and then rob them. And police departments have even issued mildly bemused warnings to players, reminding them to do basic things like look both ways before crossing the street. Just be careful. That's what I do. The nature of the game also means you may be tempted to loiter or trespass a little. How far are you willing to go for a Pokemon? Sneaking into a neighbor's backyard? Well, it's happened. One guy has even made a few dubious friends after his home, a refurbished church, was designated a Pokemon gym. We'll save you a question. A gym is a place where you can take your Pokemon and fight them with other nearby people's Pokemon. Anyway, this poor guy now has people parked in front of his house at all hours, tapping on their phones like lunatics in a quest to be the very best. Well, this game seems complex. Next you're going to tell me it gets even more complex. Yes, it does. Really, there's so much else going on. Playing the game will net you things like potions, stardust, candy, and there's the issue of evolving Pokemon and trading them. And there are plans to release a companion wrist device that alerts players of nearby Pokemon even without a phone in hand. Oh, and there are teams. So you can hook up with a team if you like. There's no need to get into that, though. You learned what a Pokemon was today. That's pretty much enough. When will this go away? Well, so far the game is a phenomenon. Nintendo stock has skyrocketed, and the app is already netting more downloads than the dating app Tinder, and is on pace to outperform Twitter in daily active users. It hasn't even been released in most of the world yet. So you can definitely see how awesome this game is, guys. I really love it. It's addictive. Thank you guys for watching this, and have a great rest of your day.